What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a good one for you. I am going to be giving you everything that you need to know about living in Fremont, California. Let's hit the pros, the cons. Let's jump right in and check it out. There we go. All right, so let's jump right into all things Fremont, California. Let's talk about why it's so desirable. Let's talk about why so many people are looking to move there, why WalletHub has named it one of the happiest cities in the entire country. So Fremont is centrally located in the Bay Area, and that's one of the reasons why people love it so much, because it makes it very easy for you to get to a lot of the major employment hubs within the Bay Area. So you are about 15 minutes to get to San Jose, so if that's where your employment is, or that's where you spend a lot of your time, it's a very short trip down to San Jose. If you need to get into the peninsula, especially if you work in tech and you need to get to a lot of the big companies like Apple, Google, Facebook, or Meta, I guess it's called now, but you can jump over the Dumbarton Bridge or the San Mateo Bridge and you'll be in the peninsula in about 30 minutes. And so it makes it for a very easy commute to those locations. If you do need to get into Oakland, it's about a 20 or 30 minute drive if that's where your commute takes you, or if you need to get all the way into San Francisco, you're looking at a little bit longer commute for there, maybe 45 minutes or an hour, hour and 15, depending upon the traffic. But that's what makes Fremont such an amazing place, and why so many people want to live there, is because it does give you access to all of these different places within the Bay Area. And especially if your commute for work is top of mind, that's what makes Fremont really desirable. The other great thing about Fremont, and especially when we were talking about commuting for work, is Fremont has 2 BART stations. And so depending upon where you're at in Fremont, you should easily be able to access either one of those BART stations, which can definitely get you into Oakland and get you into San Francisco. So if using the BART train is something that's on your radar, or something that you're already doing, and you do have Fremont on your radar as your next place to live, you'll definitely have great access to that as well. So the next topic I want to talk about is the housing. Now, Fremont is definitely not one of the most affordable cities in the Bay Area, but it does have housing options that pretty much give something for everybody. Okay, so let's dive into single family homes. The kind of average or median price for homes in Fremont is about $1.6 million. That will get you in the door for a single family home in Fremont. However, the prices basically go up from there. You will have a mixture of older properties on bigger lots and then newer properties that are on a bit smaller lots. So again, depending upon whether you want something that's newer construction or you want something that's a little bit older in a more established neighborhood, you can find either one of those in Fremont. A lot of the older communities, we've seen a lot of renovation as people have moved in to the city and these older homes and have renovated them and made them nice and new. So you will find a lot of that, in these older established neighborhoods, but you will have a plethora of options when it comes to newer construction. With the newer construction, you're going to see higher price points for larger properties, and then you will find some properties that are a little bit on the lower side, not much lower for new construction when it comes to price, but a little bit smaller square footage. But you can pretty much plan on at least 1.8 million and going up from there when it comes to the newer construction. But a lot of times you're going to find them in the $2 million and up range for the newer construction. Fremont also has lots of options for townhomes and condos, and so if the townhomes and the condos are on your radar, definitely check those out, because Fremont does have them. They have some older ones and they have some newer ones. So again, you do have a good mixture of options when it comes to that for the housing. All right, before we dive into some more details about Fremont, I wanted to quickly introduce myself. My name is Adam Dobrinich, local real estate agent here in the Bay Area. As much as I love making these videos for you, I would love even more to be able to help you with your real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, I do answer all of my own phone calls, emails, text messages. You will get me on the phone, not a team member. If there is anything that I can do for you related to your real estate needs, buying or selling here in the Bay Area, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'd love to be a resource for you and help you out. With that being said, let's jump back into the pros and cons for Fremont. Okay, now we need to talk about the schools in Fremont, and this is one of the reasons why so many people, especially people with families or people that are thinking about starting families, look at Fremont as a primary option for them as far as their next place to live, is because Fremont does have some excellent schools, excellent school district. Of course, as I always say in all of my videos, go to greatschools.org, go to niche.com and check out the ratings for these schools, see what is a good fit for you. You can find a lot more information about the schools, what they have to offer. using those resources. As a real estate agent, we're not allowed to dive in and talk about that too far, but what I can tell you is that the school ratings there in Fremont are very good, and it's one of the main reasons why people want to live here and to move into Fremont. And so, like I said, if the schools are a top priority for you, especially if you're moving with a family or thinking about starting a family, you will have lots of great options in Fremont. Now, this leads me into talking about the community. Now, one of the things about Fremont that it's very well known for is being a tight-knit community. It is definitely a place where people feel safe. It's actually, again, same thing, you can look this up online, but it's a very safe city to live in. The city of Fremont does a good job of doing some events for the city and the community and that kind of thing. And so if you're looking for a tight-knit community, a place where you can get to know your neighbors, a place where you can really feel a sense of being a part of a community, Fremont is a fantastic option for that. And again, all of these reasons, all these things that I'm talking about here are reasons why it's such a desirable city and why it's such a great place to move and to live. And it's because of that community feel and because of that community vibe that, as I mentioned in the beginning, WalletHub has named it one of the happiest cities in all of the United States. All right, so let's talk about what the community likes to do on the weekends. So one of the things that is absolutely amazing about Fremont is its access to the outdoors and the various options that you have around there for outdoor activities. So first, you have Mission Peak. So if you are into hiking and being outdoors, getting out for a walk, Mission Peak is a great option. It's various parts of that hike. Some of it's more challenging, some of it's a lot easier, but if you do make your way to the top of Mission Peak, you have a beautiful view of the entire Bay Area, and especially on a clear day, you can see way out past San Francisco. And so it's just an absolutely beautiful place to hike and to be outdoors. You will find a lot of people within the community there doing that on the weekends to get their exercise and just be outdoors. The other option that you have is Lake Elizabeth. Now, Lake Elizabeth is a man-made lake in Fremont. There's lots to do there. There's some trails around there where people do some walks and some biking. You can also do fishing there. So if that's an outdoor activity that you like to do or something that you want to explore, you can do that in Lake Elizabeth. But there is also an aquatic park there, which is absolutely amazing for you to take your kids to, or a place for kids to go and really enjoy being in the water and having a fun activity on those hot summer days. And so Lake Elizabeth is really a place where people love to congregate, people love to go and spend a Saturday enjoying all the activities and things that you can do there. Great place for a picnic, great place for a birthday party and things along those lines. So definitely check out Lake Elizabeth, definitely check out Mission Peak when you're doing your research on Fremont. These are two fantastic options and why people love to do the outdoors here. Now let's talk about a couple things that maybe Fremont is lacking, or at least people that I've helped to move there, or people that I've helped sell a home that they wish that Fremont had more of. First, there isn't really a main shopping area in Fremont. There's not like a dedicated, we'll call it downtown area where there, you have lots of shopping and lots of restaurants and things along those lines. So if that is something that's important to you, something that you like to do, you are going to have to go outside of Fremont, to do that. So you may be looking at a little bit of a drive, for that. It does have some restaurants. A lot of them are like in strip malls and and things like that. Again, there's not really that just sort of like downtown dedicated strip where you can find tons of different restaurants and different variety of those kinds of things. So I know that that's one thing that people do wish that the city had a bit more of, where more restaurants and more places to go. And there's also not really a whole lot of nightlife. And so if you wanted to have a lot of places to go in the evening times, whether it's bars, restaurants, place to get out, so say I'll have a later night, again, you're not going to find it in Fremont. Definitely gets quiet early, and there just aren't a whole lot of options. A bar to go grab a beer or watch a football game, things like that. There's just not a whole lot of that in Fremont. And so whether or not that's important to you or it fits your lifestyle, obviously that's up to you, but we definitely need to call this out, because as we try to think about what life is going to look like living in Fremont, we want to make sure that we're rounding out all the different facets of life and lifestyles for Fremont. And so just have that on your radar. And again, if you don't need it in your immediate proximity, check it out on Google Maps, some of the other places that may have a little bit more of this and how far away it might be for you, to see if that works for you and your lifestyle. Okay, so the next thing we need to talk about is the traffic. Now, Fremont has tons of traffic. There's really no way around it. You're going to find lots of traffic on the freeways, You're going to try to find lots of traffic on just sort of the main roads, especially during the commute hours where people are trying to get to the freeway, get to work, picking kids up from school or coming home from work. There's just a lot of traffic on the roads and on the freeways, and so that's just part of the way of life in Fremont. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's part of the way of life in a lot of areas in the Bay Area. In fact, I would say most areas of the Bay Area. And so if you're thinking about moving here from out of state, just, regardless of whether you're going to live in the Bay Area, just be prepared for traffic, but you are certainly going to have that in Fremont. If you're thinking about moving to Fremont from, San Francisco or some other part of the Bay Area, San Jose, your traffic might alter, just a little bit, but regardless, just plan on traffic, which, you're probably already used to. But I do want to call out the fact that despite having a lot of traffic, it's because we have so many amazing jobs here in the Bay Area, and especially around Fremont and close proximity to Fremont, which makes it such a great location, to be for your commute and those kind of things, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. And all right, that brings me down to my last topic for Fremont, which is the weather. And one of the things that's great about Fremont is because of its location, it has more mild weather than you can find in some of the other parts of the Bay Area, especially as you go further east. Now, it will still get hot in Fremont during the summer. That's one of the things that makes the water park such a great feature, to have there. So you're definitely going to have your warm, kind of hot days during the summer, but that also lends itself to some very nice summer evenings, because in Fremont you're going to get a nice breeze off of the bay. And so that's one of the things that makes Fremont so desirable, is that beautiful weather that you will get during the summertime. In the spring and the fall you'll have even more moderate temperatures, and then of course in the winter it'll get cold. But that is one of the big draws about Fremont, is the weather that you will get there, and not having anything that's too extreme, because you will have that nice breeze coming off of the bay. And I hope you found this video helpful. If there is anything that I can do for you in regards to your real estate needs, buying or selling, please do not hesitate to reach out. Again, my phone number, email, and website are popping up below. I do specialize in relocation, people moving from different parts of the Bay Area, especially out to the East Bay, as well as people moving from out of state into the Bay Area. So with that being said, have a great day, a great week, and I will catch you on the next video.